Education is a tool that helps in creation of a better society. Largest disruption of the education system in human history has been created by the pandemic. But there are phenomenal teachers who are determined to help students continue their education in the most effective and efficient way possible. Children's Paradise is a fast growing school in Karnali province, located in Birendranagar Valley, Surkhet. It is a framework of sound environment, quality learning situation, well management of several kinds of activities, and new innovation of science and technology in this 21st century. For the accomplishment of the mission and goals of the school, it took franchisee with SARS Foundation and JIE International Schools networks. We believe in gaining the practices through responsible thoughts and learning as a part of social responsibility. Research based teaching, learning process, and parenting education are some of the innovative practices of Children's Paradise School. Today, we are going to share the glimpse of conversation with the Yadu Prasad Gayawali and Sarad Podhyahil from Children's Paradise School, Surkhet, Nepal, through this exclusive interview. Recently, they have been honored with the most prestigious award of Asia, Asian Excellence Award 2020, organized by Ray Foundation Asia.
I'm Irfan Sheikh, and you are watching a special program on education and the various research done on that. We welcome Yadu Prasad Gauli ji and Sharad Padel ji from Nepal.
Thank you.
Namaskar. Thank you very much for coming to our studio here in India. Right in the beginning, I would like to ask from Yadu Prasad ji.
Okay.
In Nepal, how do you see what is that you are doing is different, and how it is going to help the kids there?
Actually, in Nepal, we find the two kinds of schools: one private school and the government funded schools. For the case of the private schools, there will be some investors. They need to do work for them, and there is no any more supports from the government except giving sanctioned or giving agreement for running the schools. One for this one, for the case of our school, Children's Paradise Secondary School, we are introducing different research-based activities. For this, just we set some of the goals. Like we set the goals for 2025. For this one, we set the goal for the quality education. We set the goals for community engagement. We set the goals for sanitation and environmental development activities. Similarly, digitalization and internationalization. For this thing, we are also hoping different collaborative partners, and we're having similarly we had the collaboration with JIE School, and we are having the collaboration with the SARC Foundation in Nepal. Similarly, we are also looking for other collaborators who can contribute for development of the research activities in the school, by which we can participate our learners to their participatory activities. That's why our school is introducing a fully supported learner environment where we are introducing the responsible guardians with the responsible behaviors of the learners.
Mr. Yadu, I would like to ask you one question. Like, if we see India and Nepal, Himalaya is a very integral part that connects both the countries. If we talk about again India and Nepal, we have seen a great personality in the past, whom we today know as Gautam Buddha. And Gautam Buddha stood for non-violence. Do you think because of this digital culture and because of technology, we have seen lot of violence in kids, especially in school and in college? We have seen lot of violence in video games, and every day we see the most powerful person of the world, the president of America, talking about war and talking about Iran and Iraq, and Pakistan talking about, he says ki if you do this there will be third nuclear war and things like that, and even China has been saying things like that. How do you think, because what you are doing basically for the future of the world, how are you trying to tell your students and tame your students that violence is no answer for anything?
Exactly. So that's a great challenge for us also, because the world is in innovation. We are getting that innovation, we are having practice of these things. For that thing, we are starting our activities from the parents. So this is the case. Just I really it's a great opportunity to share with you. Like for the case of the mobile, like the children could not do anything without mobile, without using mobile at home, for feeding them, for doing any activities, for other things. We have to show them the mobile, and we have to provide them the mobile. Then they play with the mobile, they do the activities. For this, we are planning to develop some parenting education. From this parenting education, we will make our parents conscious towards the digital devices, towards the use of digital devices, and towards the use of different innovations that we can have. Actually, they are aware, but they have the lack of consciousness behaviors. By this thing, we are planning to develop one consciousness raising program to the community. That is under the strategy. That is one goal I told you, community engagement. That is our one goal we set for that one. Under this, we set one strategy of developing different consciousness, except the awareness, because they are aware themselves. That's why we are trying to launch the consciousness program towards the use of digital innovations, by which we can use this, and we can know different things, different realities, as you told, between Nepal, India, between other countries. They will know the ideas by the use of that one, but from that perspectives, we are trying to convince them from different by raising different consciousness raising programs.
See, today when we talk of the world, I mean, there is so much of violence. Again, I am coming back to terrorism. Again, I am coming back to war. Most of the developed countries, their biggest income is through by selling weapons of mass destruction. You see, we all know who is the largest importer of weapons, and we all know who is the largest exporter of weapons. So it is very clear. If the students ask us this question, they will go to Google and they will find out. We can't stop this reality coming to them. They know it. That's the truth. There cannot be double standard. On one hand we make weapons, and on one hand we say we want peace. That cannot go together. It is double standard. So in this context, what I want to say, if we are talking of, you are saying that it's very important for us to educate the parents. Now if you educate the parents, do you think you are going to tell parents that they must not use the mobile phone for this to this period? Are you trying to, because when the mobile phone came, it came as a boon. There are so many things we are happening. But are you going to tell your parents that don't use the mobile in a week for such and such time, or such as, are you going to give something like this? Okay, so some program.
Thank you for your question, but not exactly. We are not saying that do not use the phone, but we are telling them just try to manage this. And then how could we manage? For example,
yes, how can they manage? If the mobile is with you, they will keep on doing WhatsApp.
Yes, for example, like I am playing with the mobile.
Right.
I am watching television.
Right.
But I am asking my daughter, my child, to read, to write, to do other activities. But at the time, their motivation towards my mobile, towards that television which is in casting. That's why at the time we totally request them, these are the devices, these are the useful devices, we can explore different ideas, but we need to manage. That's why we are not stopping them by using this, but we are just creating different strategies for the management of those devices and this infrastructure.
Mr. Yadu, coming back to media, if we see media is me, M-E, me, which is you, and Diya, which is light. But when we talk of Diya, when we talk of light, it is not in Australia, it is not in America, it is not in China, it is not anywhere in the world, it is in India. I and in Diya. But India is not complete. If you see I, India, I stands for India and N stands for Nepal.
Really. Thank you.
So if Diya has to come, it has to be in Diya, which is India and Nepal.
Yes. This is the Diya of India and Nepal. Both.
Absolutely.
This is especially the matter of collaboration.
Yes. So, talking in that context, since I have spoken about media, since I have spoken about India and Nepal both, are you going to introduce media in your school?
really. Like we are planning to introduce media and other some vocational courses in our courses. Yes, the policy of Nepal's government has been changing for the educational level, and from this year there will be new curriculum in class 11 and class 1. And in class 11, we are planning to choose one of the media courses. For that one, we need some of the collaborative partners as well. And for that one, we also try to explore collaborative partners. And if possible, I would like to request this media, this Live 24, if possible, we can collaborate each other and we can run the programs. And that is in our planning.
You have been speaking about parents' cooperation. You have spoken about how not just the students would be trained by you, but the parents would also have some kind of a training session.
Yeah.
That's a wonderful thing. But what we see, there is so much of depression in students. There is so much of dark energy. There is so much of dark hole where they go and they commit suicide. There are websites which is known as dark web, and people do all sort of criminal activity in that because it is hidden from most of the government agencies. How do you think you are going to utilize your education platform
Yes.
to help people get away from depression?
Okay, so thank you for that one. Just especially that is for this question, I think myself somehow we are also responsible. We teachers are also responsible for that one, because this is the matter of creating the context. So could we create the context for learning or not? Because in the classroom we think about the teaching. In the classroom we think about giving some new concept to the learners one. But are we providing the intended concept or intended learning environment of the learners or not? That's why just for this one we are also keeping concern towards the multiple intelligence theory. Likewise,
What is that?
Multiple intelligence theory, that is introduced by Gardner, Howard Gardner, that talks about there are different kinds of the learners. Some learners are kinesthetic, some are audios, visual learners are also the one. And we need to identify, this is especially also connected towards the learner psychology. So we need to be aware towards the learner psychology, and by knowing the learner psychology we can know in which level or in which sorts of intelligence they can do over. Like some may perform dancing well, some may be intelligent in reading capacities, some may be in analyzing capacities, that we have to identify. That's why we are planning and we are thinking that for learning there need to be a relevant context. In every schools there need to be relevant context, there need to be responsible teacher and parents, and there need to be the students who have good interest for learning. So interested learners, responsible teacher and parents, a relevant environment or relevant context in learning. If we create this, exactly we can do this. And for this reason, just I want to share, it is a very good opportunity to share with you. From this year we are planning, from this next year we are planning to change the modality of classroom management or classroom structure. Up to now in our school, our classes are managed by classes: class 1, class 2, class 3, class 4, class 5, class 6. Like the students of class 1 go to the classroom at 10 a.m. in the morning and come out at 4 p.m. in the evening from the same classroom. But from this year we are planning to frame the classroom on the basis of the subject and the teacher, teacher-based classroom and resource-based classroom. For example, a learner, there will be the classroom of the teacher, or that may be the office for the teacher also. One teacher will be in the classroom from 10 to 4 p.m. and there will be the movement of the students. The students change their classroom. Like this is the English
Lovely.
classroom. This is the English classroom. Then English teacher will be there, and there will be computer, there will be internet, there will be printer for the teachers one. Then there will be students also. like for the first period, if the students of class 6 come there,
That's a great
and
idea.
the second period there will be with the same teacher, students of class 7 will be there. In the third period there will be students from class 4, by which they can clear their classroom. This will be one great resource. We are planning that one, and from
Fantastic,
that I
brilliant
think
idea.
this will may solve some of the
This will
problems.
definitely. That's a wonderful idea. I must congratulate you.
Thank you.
Implement it soon, and if you invite us, we can do a video. We can shoot and we
Actually.
can show it to India also,
Okay.
so that we can have franchise from your
Yeah.
in various parts of India.
Yeah.
Various states education minister can
Yeah.
be contacted,
Yeah,
and we can
actually.
implement your model here,
Actually.
and the media model can be given to you.
Actually.
Mr. You have been Sharat ji, you have been sitting here and listening to all this. What do you feel? You have been associated with the students. You have been going to university. What do you feel is the difference between your generation and this generation?
Well, obviously there is different, and in our generation what would we do is that, and we would go home, we go to school and read the text and listen the lecture and do homework and everything. We would do that way, and we have to do some sort of entertainment. We have to do something, all the things manually, and then we would play with the different things which are available in nature.
Right.
But these days what happened that the development of technology have taken them in the different paradigm, and they are not interested in the classroom to listen the contents of
Correct.
the teachers speak, and
Correct.
to read the text
Yes.
what is written in the book.
Correct.
They enjoy the media,
Right.
and they are interested to learn in the different way.
Correct. Correct.
And we are exploring the way how we can introduce the different way of learning in the classroom.
Absolutely true. Absolutely true. Because we find if you want your students to sleep, give
Yeah.
them a book to read.
Yeah.
They will go to sleep.
Yeah.
So I would like to understand from you, Sharat ji, that what are the basic techniques? Are you trying to introduce more physical activity, or are you trying to take them out of the classroom, as Yaduji said?
Yes.
What you are trying to do exactly?
Yes, it was our plan that we have trying to make the classroom teacher based, and the classroom as a laboratory of the subject. And in every class there will be a teacher is staying for the whole day, and that class will be the laboratory for that subject, and we provide them all the materials required for that subject, and the student would practice and do, and whatever they do focused on the subject matter that is being interacted in the classroom. They don't just read and write in the class and do the other activities.
Sharat ji, we have seen that there is a lot of depression in the youth of today.
Yeah.
And they generally resort to things like alcohol, they resort to things like drugs, they resort to many other things which spoils their career, which spoils their life, which spoils their family. Do you have some kind of a program which says no to this?
Yeah.
Do you have some kind of?
Yes. From this time we have trying to manage that. Then we will conduct a sort of what we say Sanskriti education. That is, moral education will be provided, and in that moral education we'll have our own course, and we will design our own course so that the students are motivated towards the things which are good. And so we have the motto of the education should be to create the highest good in the people. So our emphasis and our efforts will be towards creating the morally active and morally innovative student in the classroom.
When I was HOD in National Broadcasting Academy, I had a student from Kathmandu. His name is Roshan. He was one of the most brilliant child from Nepal, and he was a wonderful photographer. Today he has started his own work, his own industry is there. He is into tourism. He has his own company. He travels around the Himalayas, and I would love to come to Kathmandu and meet Roshan and you guys.
Okay.
What I am trying to say, there's a lot of talent. When I think of Nepal, it is all music. When I think of Nepal, it's all about Lord Shiva. When I think of Nepal, beautiful temples, When I think of Nepal, it's about the holy cow. It's your national animal. Incidentally, I happen to be the president, founder president of Muslim Gau Raksha Sangh. My primary job is to educate the Muslim community in India, to tell them not to kill the cow. I want to pressurize the government and tell them to ban cow slaughter, because our prophet, holy prophet Hazrat Muhammad said, milk, cow milk is good for health, ghee is medicine, and cow meat is harmful for the human body. So I want all the Muslim communities in the world to listen to this. I know Christians in Europe and America, they do eat, but I don't agree with that. What do you think, what can we do to protect the cow?
So, cow is the national animal of Nepal, that's obvious. And still in our country, I think there is no such problem that the cow is killed and the cow is somehow not protected. But due to the urbanization and other things, and what has been developed, that the cows in the cities are in problem.
How do you
Yeah.
help? So those cows who are not giving milk,
Yeah.
how do you protect them and how do you feed them? Is there any mechanism?
So there are some sort of what we say
Gaushala.
gaushalas, and nearby the city,
Okay.
and we can from our school side, so we can just create the aware and the students
Awareness.
yes, awareness is, we can engage our students in the leisure periods, and in the vacation time we can give them project work to aware the people.
Project
and
work.
Yeah.
Okay.
Aware the people and take the cows to the gausalas, nearby gausalas.
Wonderful.
Yes, a social work.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for coming to our studio. It was
Yes.
just simply wonderful. I would like to talk to the audience. You see how the holy cow is being protected in Nepal. I believe we can do this here also in India. The combination of education and media is really very important to save this planet, because we have just one earth. Thank you very much once again
thank
you are
for
welcome.
coming to our studio.